Every jammer in Jamal liked Jamaalidays a lot, but Fman122, who lived just north from Jamal Township, did not. Fman hated Jamaalidays the whole Jamaalidays season. Now please, don't ask why. No one quite knows the reason. It could be that his head wasn't screwed on just right. It could be perhaps that his shoes were too tight. But I think that the most likely reason of all, maybe his heart was 2 sizes too small. But whatever the reason, his heart or his shoes, he stood there on Jamaaliday Eve hating the jammers. Staring down from his den with a sour, Fman122 frowned at the warm-lighted windows below in their town, for he knew that every jammer down in Jamal beneath was busy now, hanging a mistletoe wreath. Fman snarled with a sneer. Then he growled with his Fman paws nervously drumming. For tomorrow he knew all the little girl jammers and all the little boy jammers would wake up bright and early. They'd rush for their toys, and then, oh the noise, noise! That was the one thing he hated. Then jammers young and old would sit down to a feast, and they'd feast, and they'd feast, and they'd feast. Feast, feast, feast. They would feast on pudding and rare roast beast, which was something Fman122 couldn't stand at the least. And then they'd do something he liked least of all. They would go to Jamal Township, the tall and the small, and would stand close together with Christmas bells ringing. They'd stand hand in hand, and the jammers started singing. And they'd sing, and they'd sing, and they'd sing, sing, sing.
Warm blankets for Christmas
and a happy new year.
And the more Fman thought of this whole Jamaalidays sing thing, the more he thought. Then Fman got a wonderful, awful idea. And Fman put his paw to his ear, and he did hear a sound rising over from the snow. It started low, then it started to grow, but the sound wasn't sad. Why, the sound sounded merry. It couldn't be so, but it was merry. He stared down in Jamal Township. Fman popped open his eyes. Then he shook. What he saw was a shocking surprise. Every jammer down in Jamal Township, tall and small, was singing without any presents at all. He hadn't stopped Jamaalidays from coming. It came. Somehow or another, it just stayed the same.